There will be no quick video editing or flashy edits here, only useful practical information. And remember, the last point that we will consider is the most important. Enjoy the video. Have you ever looked at an apartment in Los Angeles and thought, maybe it's expensive, but at least it's worth it? Well, before you sign that lease in 2026, you need to hear this, because renting an apartment in Los Angeles this year could be one of the biggest financial mistakes many Americans make. And no, this isn't just about high rent prices. In fact, the most important reason is something most people never think about. So make sure you watch until the end, because the final point completely changes how you should think about living in Los Angeles. My name is Henry, and I spend way too much time studying personal finance, investing, and the hidden decisions that quietly impact your wealth. If you want practical money advice explained in plain English, hit subscribe, because that's exactly what we talk about here. Let's get started. First, let's address the obvious problem. Rent in Los Angeles is still extremely expensive. In many neighborhoods, a basic one-bedroom apartment can easily cost between $2,500 and $4,000 per month. And that's before utilities, parking, renter's insurance, and all the other expenses nobody talks about. For many people, housing alone consumes 40 to 50% of their income. That's a dangerous number, because the more money that goes toward rent, the less money remains for savings, investing, emergencies, and future opportunities. But here's where things get interesting. The rent itself isn't the biggest problem. The lifestyle that often comes with Los Angeles is. Think about it. LA is built around spending. Restaurants, nightlife, entertainment, luxury shopping, weekend trips, trendy experiences. The city constantly encourages you to spend money. And after a while, expensive habits start feeling normal. That's where many people get trapped. They don't just rent an expensive apartment. They slowly build an expensive lifestyle around it, and that combination becomes incredibly difficult to escape. Now let's talk about another issue: transportation. A lot of people move to Los Angeles expecting freedom, but what they often get is traffic, a lot of traffic. Unlike some major cities, having a car is almost essential for many residents. That means car payments, insurance, gas, maintenance, parking, registration fees. The transportation costs alone can add hundreds or even thousands of dollars to your monthly budget. And when you combine those costs with high rent, financial pressure builds fast. But here's something even more important: opportunity cost. Most people never calculate this. Let's say you're spending an extra $1,500 per month on rent compared to living in a lower-cost city. That sounds manageable, but over 1 year, that's $18,000. Over 5 years, that's $90,000. And if that money had been invested instead, the long-term difference could be massive. This is why so many people earning 6 figures in Los Angeles still struggle to build real wealth. They make good money, but their expenses grow just as fast. Now let's talk about jobs. Years ago, living in Los Angeles gave you access to opportunities that were difficult to find elsewhere. But in 2026, things are different. Remote work has changed the game. Many high-paying jobs can now be done from almost anywhere. You no longer need a Los Angeles zip code to earn a strong income. Some people are moving to states with lower costs of living while keeping similar salaries. That creates a financial advantage that's hard to ignore. And now we arrive at the biggest reason I told you to stay until the end. The psychological trap. Los Angeles has a unique ability to make people compare themselves to others. You see luxury apartments, luxury cars, luxury lifestyles, influencers everywhere, and over time, you start feeling pressure to keep up, even if nobody is directly telling you to. This is one of the most expensive financial mistakes people make, because comparison creates spending, spending creates debt, and debt destroys financial freedom. Many people look successful in Los Angeles, but behind the scenes, they're living paycheck to paycheck. They're stressed, they're overworked, and they're one unexpected expense away from a financial emergency. That's the reality most people never see on social media. Now, does this mean nobody should rent in Los Angeles? Of course not. For some careers, industries, and personal goals, living in LA may absolutely make sense. But the key is understanding the true cost, not just the rent, the lifestyle, the opportunity cost, the transportation expenses, and the financial pressure that comes with it. Because sometimes the smartest financial move isn't choosing the most exciting city. It's choosing the city that gives you the greatest freedom. So here's the real question. Are you building a life that looks wealthy? Or are you building a life that actually creates wealth? Because those are two very different things. If this video helped you think differently about money and housing, hit the like button and subscribe. I break down personal finance, investing, and wealth-building strategies every week in a way that actually makes sense. And remember this, a high-income city doesn't guarantee a high net worth future. Smart financial decisions do. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.